What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Vinny's Corner. I'm your host, Vinny. This is my boy Cove. Christmas Cove. What's going on, brother? How you doing this evening?
Pretty good, pretty good.
A lot of things going on in sports. Uh, Major League Baseball has finally gotten to winter meetings, right? And the first kind of dominoes have fallen, as you would say, right?
Yeah.
So that's just something like that. This is like, as you know, right? I was messaging you guys about this stuff today. We were talking about it earlier. This stuff was like present to mind for me as a big baseball fan. What are your thoughts on the first couple of moves? I mean, Schwarber, obviously, staying put in Philly. Did you expect anything different? Is that what you thought would happen?
I didn't so much because what Orioles had matched, so it was quite possible that he could have went to Baltimore.
That would
So,
have been interesting. So Baltimore, and it's
but
interesting that you
with
bring them up, right? They
yeah,
just
but
signed Pete
but
Alonso
if
to a
they got
5-year deal.
Schwarber, I don't think they would have went after their other guy, right? They wouldn't went after Pete. It was either Schwarber or Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think it
and
came down to
so
that.
you know, but I like that they're taking repeated big swings. Like that was a move. I like that.
Yeah.
Um, so we get Schwarber staying put in Philadelphia. And then as a result of that, we see Pete Alonso get snatched up from the New York Mets and move over to the Baltimore Orioles today on a $155 million 5-year deal. So
Yep.
about 31 million a year. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Um, that was a pretty good one. Now, what did you think about the Dodgers? Edwin Diaz. What was that? A 69 million 3-year deal? They
Hmm.
got a closer now?
Yeah. They have like the three best pitchers in all of baseball.
Like, what's next? Are they going to get Scuba?
Oh man.
Like, I heard that rumor, but I was like, no. Like, come on. It's possible.
I've seen some fan things that said like if the Dodgers get Scooble, MLB will go on a lockout.
Dude, it would be crazy. It would really be crazy. Um, so Diaz, right? He had a 1.63 ERA last season, converted 28 of 31 save chances for the Mets. Uh, this dude is legit. Like
Yeah.
he's one of the best closers in the game.
And then you put him on that roster, it's just like, oh god.
It just makes it so much more difficult. So what like are there any moves that have happened like so far for you that you were just like, I think a little more like shocked by, or it's only
I'd
been a
say
few so far.
I would say Dylan Cease because I didn't think the Blue Jays would kind of go after it. And then it was kind of interesting because he deferred like $69 million of his contract. So
For how long?
no, he deferred 69 million of his total contract until the end or something like that. He's only going to
So
take so much the first. Yeah, he's only going to take so much the first couple years, and then he's going to take the lump sum at the end,
I don't know
kind of thing.
how all these guys are able to do this now. This deferring of contracts is like
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it's a little hectic, but
yeah. It's complicated because like if you think like you get this big guy and you go, okay, I gotta say 10 years, 500 million, and he's like, oh, I'll defer 400 million to my last year. And then all of a sudden, you're paying this guy $400 million at the end of the year, and you're like, "Okay, we got nobody playing, so this is gonna be a horrible year for us." Like this, this could burn certain teams. It just doesn't seem to burn the fucking Dodgers
well, they're just gonna.
because of the Shohei thing, right? Like you look at the Shohei thing, they spent $1 billion on this guy with everything, and they got it back in like the first year.
They already won 2 World Series. They already made that.
Yeah,
Yeah, they made that back. Like
yeah.
they
So,
already doubled that investment. Like, what are you kidding me?
mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
dude.
they said they made their like first billion on them after the first season.
Um, so so what other moves? I mean, it looks like there's been quite a few. Steven Matz and the Tampa Bay
Yeah,
Rays are in agreement on a 2-year contract. So he's a lefty, right? Free agent pitcher Michael Soroka and the Arizona Diamondbacks have a 1-year deal. Um, a lot like a lot of stuff has actually happened in like the last like
yeah.
couple of days.
Um, I've heard this name now, and I know you know the player, but do you think the Angels should, I don't know, extend Anthony Rendon? Because there's been talks where like he's gonna go back to the Angels, or he just might just go free agent. But I don't think anybody wants Anthony Rendon.
Um, give me a
His
second.
age, it's his age, right? Too, right? But I've heard some stuff about Rendon.
Okay, so I guess
I don't know. He might be up for extension or something. I don't know. Because he came over from the Red Nationals in like after 2019 and signed a big good deal, but I don't know where his
oh,
contract is
he's
now.
35 already. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, hmm, that's kind of tough. I don't know. I mean, what do his numbers look like at this point?
He's kind of on a decline because he went to Anaheim, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, who knows? I mean, he could have went there and played well, I guess, right? Well, Mike
Yeah.
started it.
I think they were
Um,
hoping. I think Rendon was hoping that he'd be like a 1-2 punch with Trout, but Trout's always been injured, and Rondon's numbers kind of like fluctuated from it. I don't think they got what they wanted from him from since they got him. I just
I
seen a
mean,
lot of rumors that the Angels might move on from him or might extend him. They don't know. Like he's
dude
got
had
leadership.
dude had 42 hits or
Mm,
45 hits on the season.
yeah, yeah,
Like that's awful.
yeah. That's what I mean. Like he's getting up there in age. He's barely getting 50 hits a season. It's like,
Um, I mean, retire, no? Like that. I know everybody wants to play forever nowadays, and 35 is not that old technically, but
no,
I mean, clearly he is. For him, it is.
yeah.
This is
And I mean,
unbelievable.
the Angels are a team I would love to see be good again, but I just don't know when. I just really don't know when the Angels are gonna. They've had peak moments where they win like 4 or 5 games straight and they look really good, and then they just fall apart again.
They had
They can't
Shohei
do.
Ohtani and Mike Trout on the same
Yeah,
roster,
yeah,
and they fumbled that. Like,
yeah,
who are these bums? That organization should be sold. What are you serious? Like, oh my
yeah.
god!
You've had two of the best generational talents,
And you're
and for years.
located in Anaheim, LA area.
Yeah,
Like, who the fuck? Like, anyone's gonna come play there, right? It's
yeah,
so it's shocking. It really
yeah.
is shocking how bad they did. And then for Shohei to just leave and go across town to the Dodgers and win back-to-back World Series almost immediately. Like, what do you say to that? Like, imagine being a fan of that team. Like, I can't like
Yeah.
what that's just awful. I don't know.
But that's the thing, though. Everybody knew it. Once Shohei went over to the Dodgers, you were like, "Oh God, oh God!" Like, how many championships are these guys going to win?
I hope that you
You,
know what? Like, I want the Yankees to win, obviously, but if the Yankees aren't gonna win, then I almost hope the Dodgers win again. I want to see history.
well, yeah, yeah. Like, could you imagine if the next 7 years, like the Dodgers just win after win after win, and Shohei just keeps racking them up? You're gonna just be like, Jesus Christ, I lived through this.
Listen,
You know?
you've probably seen I put a post up and like one of those baseball, one of those goat posts or whatever, and a lot of people have
Yeah,
started to reply and be like, "Yo, you got to change Babe Ruth. He's not the goat. Shohei Ohtani is the goat now." Like
yeah,
not like one or two people, like thousands of people will reply to these posts and say that stuff.
yeah.
So it's kind of interesting, but I'm definitely not
I mean,
against.
look. Oh no, I'm not against it, but when you look at it, Shohei is doing something that no one's ever done. It's just as consistently. I mean, the guy went down for Tommy John surgery, and he comes back and does this.
Yo,
Like,
he's had Tommy John surgery 2 times.
yeah, no, I no, but I'm just
What?
saying. After he got it the second time,
What?
then
It
he
just,
blows up.
bro. When we were growing up, Tommy John surgery was the end of careers.
Yeah.
What?
No,
Like
that's what I'm saying.
he's had it twice, and he's the best player in the world.
Yeah,
It makes no sense. He's like a robot. I don't even know. It's really cool to be able to witness this though. It is
and I
very
mean, like,
cool.
it doesn't even look like it doesn't even look like Shohei's slowing down. It looks like he's getting traction.
Well, yeah, and so how old is he? Like 31?
Yeah, I believe so. I think he got in the league.
Like he came in
Oh
the league
God,
kind
I
of
got
late, didn't he?
like he was like 26, I think, when he came in the league.
Yeah,
I
he
believe
came in
so.
at like 25, 26, something like that. And he's only been in the league for five or
Yeah,
six
in like
years. So
18.
yeah, he's like 30,
No,
31 years
no,
old.
he got this was 2018. 2018 he came in.
7 years.
Yeah, 7 years.
Okay, so 7 years. Okay, not six. Okay, so but yeah, so that makes sense. That would make sense. He's in
Yeah,
like his early 30s, and he's peaking right now. He's peaking in his
yeah.
30s. Like he
I
he might
mean,
he might be in his prime till he's like 36, 37. The way that this
yeah,
guy like and the way that sports medicine is now, like you never know. It's just
yeah.
tough to say.
I would love to see his combined because they consider the NPL, like the league that like he was from, is a pro league, right?
Yeah.
So I would love to see what his combined numbers is as a career player in a professional baseball league, not just MLE. Like,
Were
where is he
his
sitting
stats
at?
said to be more crazy than they are here, like in Japan?
Yeah, like add his Japan stats into his major league stats, and then you just to see where he is as a player. You're like, wow.
Yo, so crazy. This team is losing by 52 points now. This is like, I don't know and they're shooting air balls and like, I don't know what's going on, man. This is crazy to have on TV right now. I
Hmm.
don't know what wild. This is wild stuff right here. So yo, next weekend, and I don't know if people have been reading it. According to the website metrics, folks have, and I appreciate it. But what I've been doing is, as we're going into fight weeks and fight weekends, I do
Yeah,
articles coming up to and highlighting the fights. Now, I don't really know. I think next week I'm going to do something a little different. So it's Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua fight week.
oh,
Um,
yes.
I have no interest in really like doing like a Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua article per se, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna do articles on the other 3 fights or 4 fights that are on the card. And then what I
Okay.
might do is I might do like a piece highlighting Anthony Joshua and talking about his pro boxing career. Um,
Mhm.
I'm not really that into Jake Paul like that though. I don't know. We'll see. But if you've been reading my stuff, next week I'll have a new series coming out leading up to the fights on Friday night, I believe, on Netflix, which is as I've been saying, if it goes past 3 rounds, it must be fixed. So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
We will see, dude. Hold on a second. Excuse me. Where is my? I dropped my. Oh, sorry about that. I
Yeah.
was just getting myself situated so I could kind of like sit up a little bit. So you inside?
Yeah. 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 Just gotta turn on the PC for a second. It should be right there.
So so I've been, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I've been kind of shouting out the score of this OKC and Phoenix Suns game. It's the quarterfinals of the NBA Cup.
Mhm.
My Knicks just won last night. They're going to be playing the Orlando Magic in the semifinals this weekend. And we're looking at what could potentially be OKC and the Lakers or Spurs, depending on how this next game goes. So we're going to see. Be pretty interesting though.
Mhm.
It's been really cool. The only thing like this, most of the games have been very competitive. This team seemed to do well during this NBA Cup. Like they like competing for this or whatever. So that's pretty cool. But it tonight is just like a different story. Like this team literally losing by not by 49 points or something. They're losing by a lot. Like it's like it's actually going to end like that. It's kind of crazy.
Mhm. But I mean, just saying, I'm wearing the Orlando black and blue for the Magic to beat the Knicks on the weekend.
Isn't it crazy how you just found an angle that quickly to just literally? Oh, sorry, but just to like literally put your Knicks hate out there. So for those that don't know, I am a New York Knicks fan. My guy here, Cove, he is a Knicks hater.
Mhm.
I don't know. He's a New York hater. In fact, he doesn't like the
Oh,
Yankees. I mean, he might be an Eagles fan for all I know. I don't know.
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
So, what else is going on in sports? Or I know there was a couple of things that we had kind of listed out.
Yeah.
I know that I wanted to just start out and talk about free agency a little bit. What's been going on with winter meetings? Have any new rules come out of winter meetings this year?
Not that I heard. They just started this week, so
So
I
we don't
haven't
know
heard
yet.
much. No, I think this is when they deliberate new rules and then come out with them within a couple days. So I think next week we could really go over those because I think that's when the new rules do. They don't get implicated until the new season, anyways, which is the Cactus League in February. So I mean, they have time to get them out.
So, what do you
And it's
think?
not really. It's not like really. I don't. I never find like their new rules. Like when they came out with the pitch clock and whatever. That was kind of new in a spectrum, but they've been testing it for a while. Every rule I think MLB ever comes out with, I think they tested it out in like other leagues and then bring it up to the bigger leagues, and then once it works in like AAA, then they're going to implicate it into the major league.
Where like I guess so this season, is there anything that is being tested or that they have been working on that we expect to see get implemented coming into this season?
I mean, I think many understandings, I think like the radar that we've been using this season, I think that has to be tweaked a little bit because the inaccuracy of the calls sometimes it was really atrocious last year. So like they still have to. I believe they should still be tweaking that because there's so many calls that just get blown because like you're like it was and they even show it on the highlight where it lands and you're like, oh, like it's touching that line, but it's more basically on the outside on the like the low corner, and he was just like, really? And it's like even the ump's like, yeah, it was a strike to me. It's like, oh come on, like so I think they really need to tweak it a little bit because there is a lot of air in it in the system. It's only the first season they really did it, right? So they have
Okay.
to use their statistics against other umpires to see where the inaccuracy is. Like, is the human more accurate? Like, maybe like because they still have the umpire there, right? So I believe like he can overturn certain calls. They might implicate a new rule where the umpire could yes, implicates so many calls, but then there's some that he could overturn himself if he wanted to, like another umpire, like because like the home plate umpire owns the rule. Like if he says like you strike, even though on the line they'll say safe, but the home umpire overrules it.
Mm.
So maybe change it up where if the home umpire makes the bad call and the third baseman lineman sees the call and he says no, it just nullifies it, right? Because of the fact that like you couldn't get a consistent answer.
That would be
If it
interesting.
was a check swing. Yeah. Like they
See,
always go down the line and check it, right? And those guys call it, but they call safe and they're like, okay. Usually the first and third, will rule it.
so
But the
is there
home
anything
umpire can
else?
overturn. No,
Um,
there's not. I haven't really. I'm just like trying to like new MLB rules.
like
Uh,
say do is there any expectation that any owners or anyone is gonna bring up like those new torpedo bats
yeah.
and
Okay. Okay. So here you go. Um, Major League Baseball will implicate significant rule changes in 2026, including the ABS challenge system, which I was talking about, expansion to 28 teams, and adjustment to the postseason structure. So the key rule number one, ABS system. The ABS will be introduced along to challenge balls and strikes made by umpires. Each team will have two challenges per game, and they will retain the challenges if successful. This system aims to improve accuracy of calls, hold umpires accountable for missed calls. So, you as a coach can uh challenge twice a game. And if you win both times, you'll win your challenges back. Because
interesting.
Tampa Bay got screwed last year because they used it last year, one, and then they lost it, and they lost the second one. And or the second one they couldn't overrule if they challenged it. And the oh yeah, no, they had one. They had one challenge. And because they used it up in the first inning, they couldn't use it in the second inning when a guy was thrown out at first and he was clearly on the base when it was still 5 feet away from the ball from the bag. I remember putting it in chat. So now
Wow.
you get two. Now you get two, and now you get them back if you win them. Um, this one is a lie because this is an expansion of the team. It says MLB will expand, adding franchises to 3 cities, but no one's ever known about these cities, so I don't know where they're getting that. There's 3 expansions coming. It says Portland, Charlotte, and Vancouver. I don't think that's true. That's definitely fabricated because I think we would have been told. Same
Okay,
thing as
so
this one. So I'm thinking what found me my search found is probably something that's not true. So I'm not really gonna go on about it because it's like this one was like says expanded to 28 teams, adding new franchises, but MLB has more than 28 teams.
yeah, I don't think they're changing that at this point.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so here's what I'm
And
curious about. This is something
yeah,
I found that I saw this question. I got my little list here from Cove,
yeah,
right? And I wanted to jump to this because this is Major League Baseball. We've been talking about baseball, and I didn't know about this, so I wanted to see if maybe you could expand on it a little bit. But you asked, you think that the shrinking national TV deals for Major League Baseball will hurt the sport's popularity. So first, I didn't know this was happening. Um, so what exactly is happening? Are they looking to
Yeah,
try and do what the
it's
NFL did, and they're like going more to like streaming model, and like you're gonna have to like buy services to watch their game?
Netflix. Netflix bought MLB.
It's gonna be on Netflix. Everyone
Yeah,
has Netflix. I
yeah,
think that's a good thing,
yeah. But that's what I mean. Like, but they're shrinking
but it's
it. It's
not.
like,
Okay, so they're shrinking it from regular broadcast TV.
yeah,
Okay, so like here's what I'll say it
it's
like
just
this, right?
streaming. It's the streaming networks. Yeah,
I don't even have regular cable.
yeah.
I have a TV, which is essentially a computer, and it's got a bunch of apps on the screen. And I just click the app and I stream the TV I want to watch.
Mhm.
So, like to
I
me,
don't.
that's
I don't think it's going to. You it says you. Do you think the shrinking will, hurt its popularity? No, I don't believe so, because if it goes on a network like Netflix, everybody has Netflix.
exactly
Everybody has it. So it's only going to increase the popularity.
what
It's
it's
only,
doing.
but it depends on. Okay, I don't know if you've ever watched it. Apple gets baseball, right?
Yeah.
And Apple baseball broadcasting is just not there yet. So, like, do you think like maybe where like Netflix takes it over and they're gonna have horrible announcers? They're gonna have like their camera angles are gonna be fucked. Like is like Netflix will probably try to have a new angle to it, right?
Maybe, maybe not.
Think about this one. What about when okay, 90s, late 90s, Fox had the glowing puck.
Well, yeah, but that's like all that. Okay, back then everything was a gimmick, and the puck
Yeah,
that
I
had
know,
the
but
tail to it, and all this kind of stupid stuff you can see on the TV.
yeah,
Um,
but
I
they
think
they've
it's a
been doing
different.
gimmicks on all sports though. They have like Nickelodeon and what was it? Monday night's game for the football was Monsters Inc. Like
Yeah, they've been
they
doing that.
all
They have
have
the
this.
regular broadcast, and they do that. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, that's what I mean. Like they've been doing these
You
gimmicks,
know
but they've
why
been
they
working.
do that? You know why they do that, right? Because
Hmm.
Monday Night
Yeah,
Football is on ESPN, and ESPN is owned by Disney.
yeah,
That's the real. Yeah, it's all connected, but it's
yeah. But
also
it's also designed to get younger fans into this to watch the game longer and get more into it because like,
yeah,
oh, Mike Wazowski, like you know what I mean, like. It gets
of
the
course.
younger crowd into it. Yeah, so it's a good. It's some gimmicks are good, some gimmicks are bad.
Yeah, no argument there. But no, just to to your point and to the question, it's just tricky because literally what's happening is the national broadcast deal is getting smaller, but the
Yeah,
access to the streaming platform that most Americans have, and Canadians for that matter, most North
mhm,
Americans who are watching baseball, probably
yeah,
Japanese too, who knows, right, uh, are going to have access to baseball on there. So that's actually a good thing. So the streaming is increasing, the national broadcast is decreasing, but
mhm,
overall, it should potentially bring in more and new viewers. That's how
yes.
I think.
I just don't think like there. No one's really watching the games when they're on the national broadcast. For some people wait for like the better games when it's like say Seattle plays one team and then it's like Seattle versus Houston. That's on a primetime night game. They slot it to another. ESPN gets it. It's just like so. It's like instead of like I don't know, like five different network deals. The MLB is not making much. I think this is where it hurts. It is popularity is in saying, did they sell out? Did they just go to Netflix because Netflix gave them a ton of money and they just took it away from all the other streaming services and just put it on one network? Like, is the quality going to be bad? Like, because we've seen Netflix hosting live before and it was bad. Like, the
Yeah, but
bandwidth.
they've been doing it now, right? They
Yeah.
started doing it a while ago with the football and then the boxing, and now they've been doing the football and the boxing, and they continue to do it, and they continue to get better at it, and they
Yeah.
stream WWE Raw every Monday night. Their streams are official now. I watch that
Mhm.
stuff all the time. It works.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
took some time. They had some growing pains, but it's
Yeah.
worked. And I'm all for. Listen, and like I don't want to sound like a total like, but here's my reality. I get Netflix as a part of my cell phone plan for like, so it just like for using the T-Mobile plan that I have, T-Mobile gives me a Netflix account. So like I
Yeah.
don't even like pay for it. I mentally I don't even care. Like I get it for free. I love it. That's awesome. And it's going to give me more access to baseball. And I'm sure I'm like a lot of Americans that are out there. So I think that's a good thing. But I have
Yes.
MLB TV also.
But here's an example. Okay, like you see the numbers that come in because it says postseason too, right? Now you see the numbers that come in for postseason games, right? Like how many millions show up
Yeah.
and whatnot. Okay. Well, and I mean, we were kind of talking. This is outside of sports for a second, but we were talking about Stranger Things, right? Stranger Things when it dropped the other day on the season 5, series 1 or whatever, they crashed twice because a large volume of people, and it wasn't not that many. It was only like 59 million people tuned in, and if we get anything higher than that for say Major League Baseball, could it do the same? Because Netflix has been asking for more IP as they have been structuring these deals for
Yo,
more live
59
events.
million people is a lot of people. I just want to put that out there. I'm going to say that the average baseball game does not have 50 million people watching it.
The World Series had, I think, up that
The
many.
World Series.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The biggest
That's
event
what I
of
was
the
talking about.
year.
That's what I was talking about. I'm talking about when the World Series gets live and you get that kind of amount of people. Is it going to do the same thing? Is Netflix going to crash again?
When we get there, we'll have to worry about it.
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
But
You
I
know?
think they've been working on it because they said after the Stranger Things, because remember, we still have more of that series to come. So they're asking for more IP now because maybe more people are going to watch that show, just for example, and we can see how big we can get an event before it crashes, live.
You know, after the second season, I wasn't into the show anymore.
Mhm.
So I haven't seen the last couple of seasons, but it was good at first.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's I had the girlfriend binge it with me because it's only like 30 hours or something like that. So like it's not that long to get into it when you get time. So I'm just like we binged it and we got through it again. So we just got hooked again about it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. So moving right along here. Um, what are the moves so far? I guess So we talked about a lot
That's
of
yeah, we've talked a lot of the moves and it kind of went with that question because they're like how like but it was
well.
more
So
say like which teams moves are making you most optimistic for 2026? Like what some of
yeah.
these moves? Like the C Steel is going because you don't know if you got Scherzer, so this solidifies. Toronto has a good starting five, and they're in a position right now because Jose Barrios. They don't know where they're going to stick him because of where their rotation sits right now, because of the up and comers from last season, like Trey Savage and stuff like that, like that became into a starting pitching role, right? So
Oh, he
like
was great.
they have to figure out where one of their starting five is going into a relief, going down to relief. So
Um,
I'm very optimistic with the Jays having a deep roster in the pitching. Because if you remember last year, I told you Jays, if they get pitching and they do well with the pitching because trade deadline, I said the Jays could be going to the World Series because they have that deep rotation.
so I think that, and it's weird to I don't know if I can apply the word optimistic here,
Mm-hmm.
but um, the aggression behind the Edwin Diaz deal, the Dodgers going out there right off rip and getting a good closer like that,
Mm-hmm.
just tells me how committed they are to going out and three-peating this and winning again. And so if I was going to use that term, I'm pretty optimistic. If I was to say right now that I'm going to open up my betting app and I'm going to bet them to go to the World Series and or win the World Series, I'd be pretty optimistic about that bet.
Mm-hmm.
I just like they're just not looking to change anything. They're just looking to bring in better pieces. They've already got an amazing core and they're just adding weapons to it.
Yeah.
Like, wow. That was it for me. When I saw that come across the wire, I was like, shut the front door. No, they didn't. No, they
Yeah.
didn't. I was like, I was driving. I saw the notification come up. I got to a light and I was like, no way. I had to put my phone down because I was so tempted to dive into the ESPN app so I could read all about it. I was so taken back when I saw that. But that was the one for me, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
like what would you say if all of a sudden Kyle Tucker gets picked up by the Dodgers?
I, I don't know.
I'm just using that for an example. What if they picked up someone like that, like Kyle Tucker? Like,
Well, I just don't like the way that I feel about how that team is built at this point is that like the only thing that they could really do that makes any sense to me would just be adding pitching.
yeah,
Anything else wouldn't make sense.
okay,
You already have a proven formula for your lineup.
yeah,
Like to back, like just absolutely dominant in both playoffs. Like, to change that lineup, to change that nine just doesn't make sense.
hmm. The only thing I would go back on the World Series is the end of Game 6. That was just such a wild turn of events, if you think about it.
Game 6. What was that that wasn't the
Yeah, that was the 3-1 lead, and the ball stuck, even though he walked over and pulled it out and threw it in the infield. It would have tied the game 3-3.
uh
But because they called it a suck ball, they pulled all the runners back, and the Jays lost 3-1.
hey man, rules are the
I mean,
rules.
yeah. The rules are the rules, but like they were talking about how like he was functionally still able to pull the ball out. It's like, was it really stuck? Like they said in the rule book, like stuck is stuck. It stopped moving. That's where the rule stuck on it because it stopped moving. But if he was able to, I think they showed an old footage of it before where there's another one where they said ball stuck, and the umpire came over and picked up the ball and threw it. He goes, "It's not stuck because I could pull the ball out." But he pulled the ball out after the umpire saw that it was not moving, and he dislodged it. The umpire didn't, so the umpire couldn't tell how stuck it was. I think if the umpire tested it and was like, no, that could have been unstuck. Like that wasn't stuck at all. That was not in the padding. It just looked like it was in the padding. So umpire ruled it as it was in the padding, but it really wasn't. The rule was fine because the ball did stop. And that
Oh,
is
cry me a river, Canada.
no. The ball did stop. That's where the rule is. It makes it legit. I'm not denouncing it. I just said Dodgers made it look bad by picking up the ball and throwing it. That's all.
Well, it happens. It happens to the
Yeah,
best of us.
they still. Hey, when it came down to it, the Jays still had Game 7 to win it all, and they didn't. So it didn't really matter.
So, um, going in reverse order here on your NBA.
Yeah.
So we have the NBA Cup on tonight again. It was on
Yeah.
last night as well. And so this one reads, does having the 2025 NBA Cup mid-season affect how you view the regular season? Does it make things more exciting or is it a distraction? What I've noticed is that the teams that a lot of the teams are really showing up and playing with a lot of pride during the NBA Cup. They are. It's been really, it's actually exciting. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it a lot. I've enjoyed it the most this season. I'm looking for a Lakers Knicks collision for the NBA Cup final. That would be good. Some might say that's the only title we're gonna win. I'm okay with that.
Do I
But
do
yeah,
I have to predict two? Do I have to predict two losses for the Knicks in 1 week, where the Magic beat the Knicks, knock them out of the cup because the Knicks can't get to the finals, and then Indianapolis next week?
it's not like they always lose to Indianapolis, so I don't know why you do that. But the especially I mean
Yeah.
you should go place an actual real bet with money on that right now, and I'll go do the
Okay.
same thing, but I'll place it on the Knicks, and we'll see which one of us wins.
Yeah.
All right, you motherflower, freaking Pacers.
Yeah.
No, but you know what? Here's the reality: if you just watch that OKC game and you know that they're now 24-1, yeah, I don't think anybody's beating anybody besides this team. Like, this team is really just they
And
are something else, man.
the fact that the starting five have played 0 minutes together.
What?
Yeah, the starting five, like their starting five, like their five best players, have played 0 minutes all together combined, like having all of them in the same time.
Oh no. So no, that was a thing, but
Okay.
Williams is back.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so their last player that wasn't back, he's back, and now they're just like all the way turned on. Everybody's healthy. They're
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
like
that's what I meant though. Up until then, they
yeah.
had 0 minutes combined, and they still had what, a 21-1 record at that point?
Oh yeah. They've been. This is really it's like historic. They're on pace to be, one of the top 3-4 teams to ever compete in the National Basketball Association.
I mean, it goes back to a previous question. Is like, how do you elevate a team? I think it was like the way I questioned it was like, how do you elevate a team? Like, say OKC wins this one, right? They win the Emirates Cup, and then they go on to be the best team we've ever seen with a record, and then go on to win the cup itself, like the finals.
The Larry
Like,
O'Brien
would you? Yeah.
Trophy.
So would you then classify them as a top team for having the best record, winning the Emirates Cup, winning the Larry O'Brien, and having the
Nah,
best
they
record of
still
all
got a
time?
three-peat. They got a three-peat the finals. I don't give a shit about the NBA Cup. Like
But
Michael
wouldn't
Jordan
that?
three-peated the finals twice.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear none
yeah.
of that. Like if you ain't
Okay, but if they win, but they do count that Emirates Cup as a cup as a trophy, so that would be three
no. That's
in
cute.
one consecutive.
No. That's cute. It's not the It's the NBA Cup. It is not the
Yeah.
Larry O'Brien Trophy. Okay. All right. There's a stark difference. Don't try and be funny here.
Okay,
No,
so if the Knicks win this cup, are we calling this a championship?
no.
Okay.
It's the NBA Cup.
Okay.
There's only one title, the Larry
Okay.
O'Brien Trophy.
Okay. I'm just
Yeah, that's
asking
it.
a Knick fan because you know every other Knick fan's gonna call this a title. You
It
know
would
that.
be no, they're not.
Yeah. Your fandom is gonna kill you on that with calling that a title.
Nah. You're bugging. But I would love to see the Knicks win the NBA Cup and then go on to win the finals in the same season.
Mhm.
That would be good. Then we could talk about it. Then it would mean
Oh,
something.
Oh, then it would mean something.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
does
because
it?
then
No,
it's
don't
just
worry.
a part of a then it's part of a ridiculous, right? Then it would be like, oh, they went to the Eastern Conference Finals, then they came back the next year, they won the NBA Cup and they won the finals. Like then you see the progression of greatness. It's different then.
Oh, yeah.
But like if they just win that and don't win the finals, I don't care about it. It only matters to me if they win the finals also. That's all I
Oh,
want. That's all I've wanted for 42 years I've been alive is a Knicks championship. Okay. That's it. That's it.
Jalen
The
Brunson
Islanders are a very
is
good
going to
team
end
for
up.
the Knicks.
Jalen Brunson is going to end up with the same amount of championships as Carmelo Anthony.
You're rude, bro. Fuck you. Fuck this guy. Wherever he is. Fuck that guy.
Ah,
Yo. Oh my gosh, bro. You are too much. You are too much. All right.
yeah.
Moving right along. NFL, man, it's getting kind of late. So let's get to the NFL. Talk a little bit. NFL week 15, bro. It's like that time of year already. The playoffs are here. The Eagles are in the middle of an epic meltdown. 3 losses in a row. Jalen Hurts looks like he forgot how to play football. What's going on with the Broncos? Your Broncos are ridiculous. 10 in a row, right?
Yeah.
Is that
I
what it
think
is?
I think right now we have the number one spot over New England. I think temporarily due to
I mean,
statistics.
you guys are primed for a Super Bowl run. That is a fact.
But the Chargers are sneaking. That's the
No, the
thing, though.
Chargers, Herbert, I think that they can hold their place because their defense, the Broncos defense is so good. And I think actually uh this question here, right? If you want to read that first one, it they're exactly the team that can upset what expectations were this season. Because I think a lot of people thought, right? I think the expectation, right, had to be that the AFC West was going to be the Kansas City Chiefs
Yeah.
and the AFC was going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. But now the AFC West looks like it's going to be the Denver Broncos and potentially the
Yeah.
one seed, the Denver
Yeah.
Broncos.
hmm I think they only technically have to. I think they have to win this week, and mathematically they take the West this week.
Yeah, I would believe that.
Because I think they are. Wait, no, they're only 2 above. Oh yes, they're 2 above the Chargers. If they win this week, and I think the Chargers lose, then we mathematically win the West.
I mean, they're it's almost done already, man. It is almost done. That is for sure.
Especially when you
AFC.
look at your last 3 weeks of who the Broncos have. The last 3 weeks, you're guaranteed to get the Chargers cannot. I don't think that mathematically the Chargers can catch them.
My Giants have had that E for eliminated next to them in the
Yeah.
standings for like weeks.
Yes.
So bad. They're so awful. But you know what? I'm excited. I'm excited for next season. No question about that. No question
Like,
about that at all.
I mean, the biggest game we have because because this is what happens. We have, as you brought up the Broncos, we have the Packers this week. We have the Jaguars following week. Christmas Day, we're in KC, and then on the 4th, we're against the Chargers.
Okay. So,
So
I guess this is where we find out what they're made out of.
yeah, their last 2 weeks going into the playoffs, they got to go to the Chiefs and the Chargers before they enter the playoffs. We know they're in the playoffs. And it's at 11-2 team. You're in the playoffs.
The
Like,
Chiefs offensive line against the Broncos defense.
mm,
Oh my, like, are you serious? Like
yeah,
the Broncos are going to own them. It's not even a worry at this point. This is the end. This season is actually the end of what we know it as the Chiefs dynasty. Now, can there be a 2.0? Can they revamp it, etc.? Absolutely. But the Chiefs dynasty that we remember, that's over. That ship
Mhm.
has sailed. This team is awful.
Mhm.
That is a fact.
Oh yeah, no, I seen some memes like, oh look at Mahomes trying to teach his wide receivers how to catch a football in week 14. It's like really,
Um,
we now got memes about Mahomes when like a year ago we were talking about him being the goat, and then this year we're just questioning him now in a
so,
way.
question. I got a question for you, actually. What is this new league-wide turf field mandate that's coming in 2026?
Give me a second. New league.
What do you know about this?
Um, I gotta look up the official. I wish I had it up here. Okay, it's it, but it's not implicated until 2028. It's just passed now. The NFL has mandated that all playing surfaces at its stadium must meet a new enhanced standard by the start of 2028 season. This includes natural and synthetic surfaces with a library approved of accredited NFL fields provided to teams before 2026. Teams have 2 years to achieve these standards. So there's a league approved turf that you can use. So you have to use one of these turfs, like one of these kind of grasses. And so it has to be league approved. That's all they're saying.
Oh, so I don't think it'll make much of a difference. I'm pretty sure
No,
that,
no, no.
yeah.
It's just that everybody's going to be playing on the same type of field. Like one's not going to be like this is going to be all natural grass, and then
Less of a
everybody
competitive
else is on turf.
advantage.
Yeah, yeah, basically. Everybody's playing on the same kind of surface.
Well,
The
that's
goal
what.
is to ensure consistency across all 30 NFL teams and throughout the season, focus on optimize playability, reduce injury risk, and players' feedback. So they've done a lot of extensive research on what people really want to play on. If there
Yeah.
was a consistency of what everybody liked to play on.
Okay, that's
So
fair.
that's where it's a league mandate. It's that it's saying we all play on this type of grass, and you have 2 years and to put this kind of shit in.
That's actually interesting. Like, I'm gonna have to do more research on that on my own time, so I can just kind of wrap my head around that a little bit better.
They started it in 2024. That's when NFLPA executive director called out the league for it, and then so they've worked on it, and they have till 2028.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Um, Sunday 120. Where's the? So, question: what is the game? What is the Sunday night game this week?
Uh, Sunday
Oh,
NFL.
Vikings Cowboys.
Ah, okay.
Okay, Cowboys should win that. I don't know what's going. I don't know what is going on with the Vikings. They're that team's in a bad place. I just dropped Addison because I needed a receiver that was actually producing. When you're not getting the ball thrown, you can't do too much with it. So it's kind of a weird one. All right. Well, listen, I don't know, man. I think that's about it that I've got. I know that there are a few more questions that we want to jump onto.
Yeah.
NHL specifically is where I was thinking to go because, like, we always talk about the NFL.
Hmm.
Playoffs are coming. We can talk about that forever. The NHL, though, what's going on there?
Not too much. It's kind of like the same thing as we were talking about OKC because if you think about it, it's Colorado. Colorado is just I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's in the goddamn fucking water, but the Avalanche are just destroying everybody
Yeah, I
in
noticed
the
that.
NHL. They're 21 2 and 7. They finally lost the game. I mean, it was surprising. It was the Predators of all who beat them the other night. It was just yesterday. The Predators beat them in overtime
Yeah, I know
because
they blew up one of my parlays.
they scored with seconds to go, but lost in OT. So I mean, and
Well,
their next game is on the 13th against the Predators again. So
for me, I mean, based on the hockey that I'm seeing at this point in the season, and the goaltending that comes with that hockey, yeah, I absolutely believe right now that this Avalanche team can compete for a Stanley Cup.
but we also can't forget about the Stars, who are 21-5 at the moment.
Oh, it's not
Right?
going to be easy.
Yes. So you got the Stars just holding on, and but the only thing is that's crazy about when you look at the Stars with the Avalanche are splitting this, but in Dallas, it's Jake Ottinger. Jake Ottinger's just killing it.
Well, and so listen, look at it. I don't know if you can see the comments. Right? Okay, so boom.
Mhm.
Here you go. So, do you think the Avs can keep it up? They're usually dominant monsters in the regular season, and they get eliminated early in the playoffs. Uh,
Yes, but we've seen this with Tampa. Even though Tampa went to three straight cups like that and won two, they were very dominant. They weren't as dominant, and when we've seen Tampa be dominant, they went out early exit. We haven't seen a Trophy winner that really dominated the. If you look at history, Detroit and Tampa, when they became like the best team of all time because of points, they never won anything. The last team to do it was Montreal in like 1976. Like President
um,
Trophy winners don't usually win the Stanley Cup.
yeah, I mean, listen, I get it, and I'm not. I don't know that they're
There's a
going to
curse about
win.
it. There is a curse about it.
Maybe I don't know that they're going to win, but does this team look like they're good enough to be one of the last four teams standing?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
This is definitely like Avalanche versus Stars. This is just the way it looks right now. It looks like the Avalanche will play the Stars in the Western Conference Final.
That would actually be pretty dope. Um, so
But like I
it'll
said,
be
remember though, it's fucking Jake Ottinger versus it's not two goalies, it's one guy. So
so I'm interested. You know what? I'm going to put this question out there because I see that, and this is perfect time for this question because we see our guy Vegas is listening also, so he can chime in too. Um, how do you feel about this? Carter coming to the new goalie for the Vegas Golden Knights, Carter Hart joining the Golden Knights. Do you feel like it's given like an emotional bump to the team, right? Having like just because he kind of went through the ringer, right? And now he's
yeah,
finally been able to go on with his
7 years.
get forward, and immediately gets picked up by this team, right? And he comes out ready to rock and roll.
Mhm.
What do you think about it?
I mean, it does have you have the issue with the controversy with some people have said there was gonna be controversy with it, but I haven't seen much about it. Honestly, I
No,
haven't
I
seen
haven't seen
anything really
anything
said
negative.
anything of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So I
I
don't
think
really think it's been hurting him
no,
or Vegas.
I think it's been the exact opposite. It feels like so far, getting the opportunity, him and them together, like this has been good. It seems like it's kind of given a little bit of energy. Um,
Mhm.
so okay, and we have, yeah, you know what? That's a good point. That's a good point that my man Vegas makes right there. He's a veteran, so he gives more confidence to the rookie goalies. Um,
Mhm.
I could see that, and so I think that like I think that to me, right? Um, That's exactly like so, right? Giving that confidence is what I refer to as like that, giving that bump, right?
Yeah.
His joining the team just has immediately, I think, kind of just added to the Golden Knights for sure. And I think it helps. And yeah, so uh, I feel like I'm glad to see Vegas kind of feels the same way that I do on this one. It just seems like something that it makes a lot of sense for both sides. I like this move a lot. You
Well,
know,
when I was reading about it, when they were talking about the league's thoughts about it, they said we're not really going to dispose of it. We're not going to say much about it. We will give every team equal chance to talk to these teams. We'll let them make the choice. They'll have their series of questions and demands of what they would expect from this player, and they left it in teams' hands. And I just think Vegas just after coming into the league, and they said, very confidently, they said we're going to have a championship within the first 5 seasons. And what happened within the first 5 seasons? They pretty much had a championship. So it's like this team is very confident in what they do and how they bring their players in, how they bring their players up. I can't think of the guy's name because I don't want to screw it up, but the Russian player who they brought over from the KHL, and all of a sudden he was like, nah, and he went right back. It was like these guys are very determined on having a winning culture in Vegas.
there's nothing
They're
wrong
just
with that.
working on it.
Nothing wrong
Yep.
with that at all. You know what? And I like that. They just had a rough one against my Islanders. That was a tough game. I actually, you know what? It was one of those games that I had a lot of fun watching because I knew it was going to be a high scoring game. It was like, just one of those games you get excited to watch. They're always a fun one. The Islanders and the Golden Knights. So that was pretty dope. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Mhm.
Um, okay, well, so I think let's see. The last thing that I wanted to see here, there's one other question that I thought was kind of interesting, and I forgot where it was. Um, and there it is. It's the most basic thing ever, and we can kind of leave it on this because it's getting a little late here. But which team outside of the usual suspects? So we've been talking about what appear to be the usual suspects right now in the West, right? The Golden
Yeah.
Knights, Dallas Stars, the Colorado Avalanche. What team in the West? Let's start there first. Do you think
A-
has showed up so far that you don't expect to see?
Anaheim. You got to give
Absolutely.
Anaheim from where they were last year to where they are currently. They've made significant improvements. A lot of people thought with the trade with Detroit by trading Tendies would be a real bad move, but it's worked out
You
for
know,
Anaheim.
Anaheim has they've they feel like they're on the right path for sure. You know, I
Like I
think that
remember, and I'll throw out an old name when they went and picked up J.S. Shiger and won a championship with them. Like nobody ever saw that coming.
well, I mean, it's historically right as an expansion organization. Right, you think to like the Temu Solani, Paul Correa days.
Yeah.
It's a good organization, no doubt. So it's cool to see that they're playing well again. I'm into it 100%. And I think that's a good call. Now, in the East, right, as of late, the quote unquote usual suspects includes the likes of the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Florida Panthers, the Carolina Hurricanes,
Hurricanes.
uh, right? Um, who is that team you see in the East?
Well, and it will be sound like it's a weird. It's just gonna be a two-parter quickly. It's Carolina. I have to give it to them for bringing and expecting because they have a notorious 5 times like getting to that round and just getting blown out. You call it the Panthers, but still, they just can't get past that hump. If the Hurricanes can get that past, get into the finals, I believe they can contend. But they have to get past that hump.
Well, if they're lucky, the Islanders will make it into the playoffs, and the Islanders will knock out the Panthers for them. so they won't have to worry about it.
The one I'm going to go with is going to surprise you with my selection here right now. It's the Bruins.
Expand on that, please.
I the ble you know their Bruins are in the middle of the pack right now, and I believe the Bruins can figure it out and come back and be a contender this year
Hmm.
with a deeper. I don't think the Bruins are going to go to the Stanley Cup, but the Bruins could potentially be a Final Four if they figure it out.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that. All right. Okay. Well, listen, that is everything that I've got this week on Vinny's Corner. My boy Cove, what we got going on?
Tomorrow night, usual. Yeah. Usual suspects.
All right. So, more of the usual, lots more sports coming your way tomorrow evening around the same time. You can tune in at the regular times, the regular places. We'll see you then.
Yep.
All right, bro. I'm out of here.
Yeah.